Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mars, and if you're new here, welcome. And today I want to start a series. I'm not gonna promise a series. I want to do a series, but I don't know if I'll get to it because you know how I get about posting. But I wanted to start a series called My Senior Revelations, and it's pretty much going to be about things that I'm learning this year or that God has taught me, things that I've learned through life. And just kind of like advice for people who are like my age, younger or older. It doesn't matter. You can always learn from anybody. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna be things that like I'm working on. Things like kind of a way to keep track of my progress is like the main goal of this, and keep track of the things that I'm learning and the things kind of like self-discovering in a way. Because I am learning things about myself, and um, yeah. So today's episode number 1, is going to be about like, okay, you are in control of nothing but yourself. And the question that like I want to like ask, or maybe like the title question is, are you controlling yourself in a way that produces growth? And the reason I say that is because recently I've gone through a friendship breakup. I haven't really talked about it on my channel much, I don't think. I think I made like a short joking about how she treated me. But I want to talk about that because with everything that's going on, it's hard to deal with like betrayal especially when it comes to people that you're really, really close with. It's really hard to process that. And it's really hard to accept that, and like it's hard to stop thinking about it. Like recently it's just kind of been on loop in my mind. People tell me, oh, just get over it, like that's life. When people tell you who they are, just believe them, and none of that is untrue, but it's not something you just get over. And I don't really think, personally, I think that some of the people that are in my life, I've kind of just distanced myself a little, just for like, because I need to like dwell on this, I need to grow, and I need to like, you know but I think that some of the people in my life are like pushing, like forcing me to like move on a little too fast for my comfort, and a little too fast for what I am capable of doing. But I don't disagree to an extent. Like I think that, okay, since I'm in control of my own joy, I can choose to mourn this and heal and everything like that, or I can choose to constantly replay it, constantly be bitter about it, constantly be angry, And there's a difference, because some people see like mourning, because like you take time to mourn things like this, especially as long as my friendship with this girl was. Um, we had been friends for a pretty good amount of time. We were really close. We've told each other so many things about each other. So it's like, it's really hard. It's almost like mourning the death of a person, or like, in a way, the death of who she used to be, because she's not the same person that I was really close with. And I'm not like, it's hard to handle that and not just constantly be on a loop in your mind. Like, what could I have done differently? What could I have done wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? Um, am I like the problem for telling her that what she was saying about me hurt me? You know, maybe I should, make a post and like kind of like in hopes of her maybe seeing it on like one of her accounts if she's stalking me on an account, and maybe she'll like realize how much it actually hurt me, because maybe it'll help her realize that like I'm not just being dramatic about this. Like, you really hurt my feelings. Like, you really broke my spirit, because you're like my closest friend. Like, I value your opinion more than anybody else's in my life, because we were that close. But like, even though I'm in control, and I don't think it's inherently wrong to speak about how somebody wronged you or talk about your feelings or anything like that, with that, and with constantly thinking about that, and I'm in control of my emotions, I'm in control of how I display them and how I feel them and everything like that. But like, because I'm in control of that, is that really a good way to spend my time? Like, it's not wrong to feel hurt, but it's wrong to like live your hurt, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you're gonna be hurt, you're gonna feel hurt, you're gonna like go through all the emotions and mourn and everything like that, 5 stages of grief, all that. But like, is that becoming who you are? You're constantly in this stage of grief because of the choices you are choosing to make. Like, you're in control of your own life, you're in control of how you move on. Are you choosing to let this be your life? And that's kind of like where I'm getting with the whole thing. Wait, I'm dehydrated. Look at my Roller Rabbit cup from the Starbucks collab. Okay, but yeah, like, it's like, is it becoming who I am to constantly be in this stage of mourning? Because it happened a couple months ago. Like, at first, like, people aren't really saying as much to me about it now, because people, I stopped talking about it with people, because I don't want to keep replaying it in my head, or keep reliving it, because, you know, even if she sees those videos, even if she sees the little jokey videos I make about the situation, as a form of coping, whatever, I don't think that she doesn't know what she did was wrong. Because it happened to her, she had people treat her the same way, and she knows it's wrong. She knows it's wrong, and she doesn't care. And that's kind of what I have to come to terms with. Like, yeah, I can sit here and talk about it as much as I want. I can go into detail. I can make 10 videos about it. I can make 20 videos about it. I can make hour-long videos about this. I can tell anybody I want about this. I can go to whoever I want. I can go to all of our friends and tell them what actually happened, like, the full story, not just, hey, we're not friends anymore. Treat her the same way you did before. Like, I can go into detail as much as I want. And yes, technically that would be fair according to most people. Like, oh, well, she did it to you, so, like, you're allowed to, like, talk about how you feel. That's not wrong. That's not gossiping. And not that that isn't necessarily true. It depends on intention, in my personal opinion. But even though that could all be true, is that really how I want to spend my life? Do I, like, a person who chose to hurt me, they knew that that would hurt me, and they chose to do it multiple times, not apologizing for it. They don't care. They don't care. Like, why should I spend my entire life caring about somebody who does not care about me? Not in a way like, oh, I want bad things to happen to her, but, like, I shouldn't have to sit here for the rest of my life and feel that way. And you shouldn't either. And, like, that's kind of what I'm learning as I'm going through everything with this. Like, I don't have to sit here and be sad over this for the rest of my life. Like, this isn't who I am. This isn't what I have to do. I can choose and control how I react, or how much I let something bother me. Because even though, like, she's like, something she said to me was, I kind of forget. Like, I'm like, when I'm telling you guys, like, I'm, like, really letting this settle in the past couple weeks before I made this video. And so, she said something to me about, like, oh, well, like, if you're confident, why does this bother you? And I don't think it's because I'm like, not inherently, like, it doesn't mean, like, I hate myself because I let what she said about me get to me. I think it's more about the fact that, like, I'm not hurt by what was said, but I'm hurt by who said it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really care that you said this, and I'm not really mad that you said it. I'm mad that it was you. If anybody else had said that about me, I don't care. People say things about me all the time. I literally post on TikTok all the time. You think people don't say mean things to me? All I do is delete it or block them. Like, I really don't care how people feel about me. Except I do care how you feel about me, because you're my friend. You're somebody I care about. You're somebody whose opinion I value. And I think that's something that a lot of people in friendships, like, are, like, losing the idea of. Like, they're like, oh, well, why does this hurt you? Like, if we're friends, you know how I am. It's because your opinion matters to your friends. And even then, at the end of the day, even though that does matter, and, like, her opinion to me did matter, I control how much I let it bother me. I control how I let myself live through that constantly. I control how much it replays in my head. I control all of that. And I think that took so long to learn, because I'm like the queen of replaying something bad that happened with somebody over and over and over and over. And it's just like, that's just not a valuable way to spend my time anymore. Like, the older I get, the more tired I get. Like, sometimes, like, I'll overthink things, and I'll just be like, I just wish I could just stop thinking about this. I just wish this would stop replaying. I just wish this would go away. And honestly, with that, what I've started doing is, like, halfway through the thought, I'll just be like, no, I'm done. I don't even I don't even give it the energy anymore. Like, when people ask me about it, I'm like, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Like, even though, yes, what she did was wrong. Yes, I don't agree with... Sorry, looking at my shoes real quick. Yes, I don't agree with what happened. No, I don't have to keep reliving it. And I know, like, I guess in a way this is making a video about it. But it's not, like, about the situation. It's about how I'm handling the situation. But yeah, that's one of my revelations. It's just, like, I'm in control, yes. But no, that doesn't mean I have to let, like, my feelings be in control. You know, like, it doesn't have to be who I am or my life, and I don't have to constantly live in grief. Yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say. I think the next video will be more organized just because I think notes would make it better, but I also like just going off the top of my head. I think that's fun. And I don't really do talking videos where I'm just sitting and talking, so yeah. Let me know if you guys like this, and let me know what you guys have learned recently, or what God has been teaching you through your experiences and everything. But yeah, I have a lot of things I want to talk about, and I think that this would be a good series just to help with, like, this phase where, like, I'm healing from the people I've surrounded myself with, and kind of, like, rethinking who I choose to let in my circle, and rethinking who I have as close friends. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to leave a like.